Hi, this is Emma Willis.
And I'm Helen Christoni.
Welcome to our Make Time podcast. We are two women on a mission to uncover the secrets of making time for everything.
From work and relationships to our brain, body, and beauty, we'll explore it all and share it with all of you.
We interview experts so we can discover more practical tips to make time so we have more time for our family, friends, and ourselves.
So join us as we chat with incredible guests who share their expertise on all the ways we can learn to make time, especially for you.
Okay, it's time to make time.
Well, hello. Today we're here with Ann Shoket, and I'm so excited to have you on the Make Time pod. So thank you so much for joining Emma and me today.
Thank you for making time for me.
Well, we're happy to have you come on. So tell us a little bit about yourself and just what you're doing in this world.
I love that question. So I'm Ann Shoket. I am the CEO of The Li.st, which is a network of high-impact women who are devoted to helping each other achieve and succeed. However, what I'm here to talk about today is a new initiative that we launched called 10 Minutes to Togetherness. I have devoted my career to helping women step into their power. I was editor-in-chief of 17 magazine. I wrote a book called The Big Life for the generation that grew up with me into the next phase of their life. And I became really aware of this loneliness epidemic that was, frankly, it was preventing women from stepping into their power. So I did some research. 80% of women are lonely because of their jobs. And that loneliness gets worse as they get more senior in their career. And millennials and Gen Z are starting at an even higher level of loneliness. So we are facing this huge loneliness epidemic for millennial women, for Gen Z women, for Gen X women, for boomer women. And so I am here to help create a solution. How do we solve this loneliness epidemic? And the answer is togetherness.
I'd love to just double click on that because I'm a big career girl and I'm interested in the why. As women rise in their career, do they get more loneliness? And I think for me, it's just because as you elevate yourself through an organization, when you're a woman, you just feel the pressure to just not fraternize so much, or you feel like as you rise as a leader, that you just can't hang out so much and do the water cooler stuff. So I'd love to hear your opinion on that.
I love that question. Thank you. Men are lonely too. This is not a men versus women, but women experience loneliness in the workplace very differently. They experience it as overwhelm or isolation or a lack of support or a feeling that you can't show up to work and be your authentic self. We've been sold this idea that success is a solo sport, right? This idea of the rock star, the woman, the old classic idea of the woman with her feet up in her corner office desk and the office is immaculately clean and there are no people around, right? She's just basking in her own success, which is not real. That's not how people become successful. We are successful because of the people we surround ourselves with. And frankly, it's also, there are fewer women at the top. And so I'm sure you've been in rooms where you are the only woman in the room. And it feels isolating. It feels lonely. And so my mission is to help everyone build a network of support so they feel connected, they feel seen. And to be honest, I want you to build this network of support, not at the bar, not at the golf course, not at some splashy corporate retreat, literally on your couch without putting on shoes. My whole life is how can I not put on high heels and go out? I want to be able to build my network of support from my couch. And so and talking about time, it's 10 minutes a day. We want to teach everybody how to use 10 minutes a day to intentionally build the network of support. So when you're in the room alone, you still feel supported. You know there are people who have your back. You know that there are people who are giving you counsel and advice and who believe in you, even if they're not there with you. That belief that you carry around with you is so important.
So the idea is that you are building this network of support outside the office. Are you trying to build it within the office?
Well, I think, yes, it's both. Yes, you need a network of support of people that are not, you're not looking over your shoulder. Are they trying to like get a job, get attention? There is like, we don't want to operate out of a sense of scarcity, but there are only so many dollars and there are only so many executive positions, right? There is some competition that many workplaces set up. So a network of support outside of your office can really give you great intel and great connection. But yes, you have to connect inside your office, right? You have to build those networks of support. Talk to human beings like they're human. How are you? How was your weekend? Oh, I remember you told me your mom is not well. Like, how is that going? It's those celebrations and also tender moments when things aren't going great that really are meaningful for building connection in the office and outside of the office.
So, and I get it. Like people are coming for you in the office environment, right? Like, I mean, it is what it is. And there's all this kind of like workplace stuff that happens. So
like competition and
yeah. I mean,
can I just like say, I've never had a 9-to-5 job. I've never been in an office environment. I started modeling when I was like 16 and around women, right? So this whole idea of like men and I don't know, I think I was like I come from a different school.
It's well, I'm sure you have your own there's that. I'm sure people are coming for you there too. Yeah. But I mean like it can get really like people are like watching, just waiting for you to do like one error and all this stuff. So let's get to the basics on this. So tell me why it's so important for women to make time for togetherness.
Togetherness is the key to success. It's also the key to happiness and joy. I am one of those people who gets so much out of being around human beings, right? There are people who are like, oh my gosh, this is too much. This is overwhelming. I love it. There's nothing that gives me more joy than being at a dinner table of amazing women who are talking about their amazing lives and being vulnerable and open and collaborative and connected with each other. But even if you are a person who doesn't really love to be around people or who it drains your energy, right? You still need to feel connected and seen and to surround yourself with people who see the world the way you do. One of the most important tenets of togetherness is if you want people to show up for you, you have to show up for them. Mm-hmm. And I live by that. And this isn't like show up for them with support, show up for them in even when they don't know that they might need you. Hey, I'm checking in. How are you? I'm thinking of you. That kind of showing up is really important. And that's how you get people to show up for you and to be on your team.
Yeah, reciprocated.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I think Emma and I are like, oh yeah, we need this so much. So tell me, what are 3 actionable ways that women can make time for togetherness?
So the reason that we tapped into 10 minutes to togetherness was from the U.S. Surgeon General's report on loneliness and social connection. And the report showed that over the last 20 years, we've had this huge decline in time spent together. But if everybody spent 10 minutes a day intentionally building their networks, we would decrease this huge loneliness gap over the last 20 years by 50%. This is not just helping individuals. This is about changing the nature of society. This is about changing the way we interact with each other. So it's just 10 minutes a day. So the 3 ways to do your togetherness. I start mine every morning, cup of coffee, Good Morning America on the TV. I open my computer and I send a text and I will say, hey, you've been on my mind, or your name came up in a meeting, or, hey, I'm checking in over what we talked about last week. And just that check-in to say, hey, you've been on my mind. Hey, I'm thinking of you. people feel so seen, and they will say, thank you. They'll say, oh, I was thinking of you too. I'm so glad you texted. We get so wrapped up in like having to send a big email and a whole thing. If it's just a light text, a light LinkedIn message, I'm a big fan of like the Instagram check-in. Hey, your dinner last night looked amazing. Tell me about it. Send me the recipe, whatever it is. You can do the same thing walking around the office, even if you don't go to work in an office, right? Walking around your co-working space, walking around whoever you're seeing that day. Oh, how are you? Like a human person on the other side. How are you? I've been thinking about you. What happened last week? And finally, I know that there's so much car culture. I'm in New York. We don't have car culture. I will very often do this in my walk to the subway. But all that time that you're spent stuck in traffic or on your commute, you can use that time to make connections. Listen to a podcast that connects you, like this one, right? That makes you feel seen. A song that makes you feel seen. Make a call from the car. Or my favorite check-in is with yourself. Check in with yourself. How am I feeling today? Hey, Ann, you've been on my mind. I've been a little worried about you. How's it going? What do you need? What do you need? And how can I help you? That's the really important piece, is the how can I help you? And so sometimes it's yourself. Sometimes it's your colleague. Sometimes it's your partner. Sometimes it's your kids.
Attention, all busy women. Let me introduce you to Make Time Wellness, the wellness brand that's here to make your life a little easier. Say goodbye to the hassle of multiple pills. We have crafted delicious drink mixes that are packed with brain-boosting, body-nurturing, and beauty-enhancing ingredients. Make Time supplements are the perfect addition to your daily routine. We have loaded them with key essential ingredients like MCTs, omegas, biotin, multivitamins, and curcumin. You will feel the difference in no time. Ready to give it a try? Head over to maketimewellness.com/podcast20 and you will get 20% off your first order. Make your brain, body, and beauty a priority today with Make Time Wellness.
Yeah, I like that because, I was thinking as you were talking about social media, I mean, that's like the issue today, right? Is like we are on social media, we're looking at people's stories and you feel connected without being connected. So you see what they're doing, but you're actually not like
Talking.
You're like, so you're keeping tabs on them and you feel like you're connected to them. But in actuality, like you go months without even reaching out to that person. So I think it's about being intentional.
100%.
Like really reaching out. We are in Los Angeles. We spent a lot of time in our cars, and I love to listen to podcasts or I'll listen to my Audible, but I do need to make more phone calls from the car. Sometimes I just want to like get in my car and just like not talk.
Same.
I don't want to communicate. I don't want to do anything. I just want to listen.
I get really sick. I always say this, like, I'm so tired of hearing myself talk at the end of the day. Like, I don't want to say another word, but I think that, I think also the social condition is that everybody thinks everybody is so busy because of perceived, like the social perception, right? And because they're here and they're there and they're doing this. Oh, well, you're so busy. You're so busy. It's
That's
like, I'm not that busy.
I get that a lot. Oh, I didn't want to reach out to you because you're so busy. I'm like,
yeah, like I'm at home. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm at home exhausted from like 6 p.m. on, and I'm actually not that busy and I'm actually not that social. And I think that that's super interesting. I think we all think we're too busy. And I feel a contest coming with this.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, we should.
Also, there is this study that came out about, I'm going to get this wrong and I'm going to butcher this, but so they're saying that social connection might be the most important thing when it comes to your brain health. There's all these different pillars of brain health. It's like exercise, nutrition, it's sleep. But right now, this study that came out is like bumping it to the top of how important it is because you're stimulating your mind. You're there, you're talking to someone, you're communicating. I got to pull that study up.
Yeah, it's so funny. My mom, right? Like, I was in Greece with her a couple of years ago. She lives in Greece. And I was like, when you get to that time, you're like, are you going to want someone to like live in? Or are you going to want to come back to the States? What do you want to do? And she says, I want to go to a center. Like, I want to be in a center with other people my age because I'm social.
Community.
Yeah. And so if my mom was like, I don't want a lady, like I want to go to like basically a home so she could have friends, So it was super interesting.
What do you do if you are an introvert? Like I'm an introvert. I don't want to go to the parties. I don't want to do the thing. I like want to stay home. Like that's where like my comfort zone is. If when I'm like socially awkward. It gives me anxiety. So what do you suggest for someone like myself who, I mean, I get out there and I do things, but what do you suggest to people who really just don't want to go out or they have that social anxiety? What do you say to them so that they can build meaningful connections in their life?
So just like I said, I start my mornings with coffee and Good Morning America and sending texts. I very often end my day in the same way, on the couch, feet up, glass of wine, and I will send my messages then again. And it is so simple. I'm going to give you a script so that you don't even have to overthink it. Hey, you've been on my mind. How can I help? And I think that really goes to the point that you're saying, I don't want to reach out because you're so busy. You're not reaching out just to say like, hey, what's going on? You're saying, you are amazing. I see you. How can I help? And that offer of help, even if the other person says, oh, you're so sweet. I really don't need anything right now. I just am so happy to hear from you. But that offer of help really bridges the divide and lowers the barrier. So you don't feel like, oh, I'm imposing or, oh, this person doesn't want to see me, right? It really, even for introverts, especially for introverts, that is the key.
Yeah. We have a mutual friend. Her name is Allison. And Allison is always like, let's get lunch or we can go to Olympic Spa, which is like a place where you go for like a scrub down.
Scrub,
and, sauna, cold bath, whatnot. And I like that she's always like, here are like two options. What do you want to do? As opposed to like, I'd love to see you. And I'd be like, oh, I'd love to see you too. And she's like, okay, let's go to lunch. When can you go to lunch?
Yeah, she's like actionable.
She's very actionable.
Right?
I love an actionable person.
And she's very social.
Allison is very social.
Shout out to Allison.
Yeah, no,
we're going to
seriously.
tag you in this podcast for being
Allison's
super
at like
social.
every party, birthday, concert. And I'm like, damn, girl, go.
She's got a lot of togetherness.
So I'm just coming off a month where I vowed to say yes to as many events, invites, opportunities as I could. And it was really intentional. I felt like we had a very gloomy spring. I was feeling really kind of stagnating and I wanted to change the energy around me. And so I literally made time on my calendar to say yes to invites, coffees, breakfasts, evenings, as many things as I could. I said yes to doing this podcast. I said yes to moderating events. I've said yes to as much as I can. Now I'm exhausted and my kids miss me at home. But saying yes, even for that 1 month, really fed my soul and let me and like intentionally put me closer to the people that I care about and the opportunities that I hope are going to unlock new opportunities. So I think that that's another trick for introverts. If it feels uncomfortable, right? If it feels like too much, if it feels overwhelming, give yourself a deadline. My window is definitely closing. My yes window is definitely closing, and I need to regroup and check in with myself. But if it doesn't feel like this is changing your life, it just feels like you're going to do it for, you're going to do your 10 minutes to togetherness for a week, or you're going to say yes for a month. That way it doesn't drive you nuts. It doesn't make it feel like too out of your comfort zone.
I think I'm a super yeser in my career. Like that's one of my things. Like I always say yes and like, sure. And let's do it. I'm very, anything's possible with me. But I think sometimes to the detriment of myself personally, right? Like, because I'm such a, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. I'm in, like on the career side. I think personally, sometimes I'm just like, wow, it's like the weekend I have absolutely nothing to do because I'm so spent from the week. So I think like kind of, I guess what I'm trying to say is like giving myself the same like love that I give the career when it comes to showing up, being available, just even being available.
Absolutely.
No, I was thinking that I was in like a season of saying no. Weren't we always like, but wasn't there like a season where everyone's like, oh, we say yes to everything and yes, and like people pleasing and yes, and yes, and yes. And then we all sort of got into the season of like, we're going to say no. Like, we're just going to say no. And then the pandemic hit and you were like saying no because we weren't doing it. We couldn't do anything. And then now, yeah, I also think like that pandemic really turned us around. And then, we had zero connection. And then now we're trying to get back into connection. And we realize how important that is. But like finding that balance of like work and also friendships, right?
Yeah.
Balance. You got to balance. You got to balance.
Go figure.
Yeah. My God.
So at work, right? Like, I mean, so we have these 10 minutes and I really think that's something like that's digestible. Like you're speaking my language there because we're all about making time here. So we can make time for 10 minutes, like personally checking in with people. But then when it comes to the workplace, how do we apply that same thing at work? Like just bookend your day or something? Please tell us a little bit about that.
So I think, yes, to bookend your day, do one check-in in the morning, another check-in in the evening. Very often, if lunch is being eaten while you're staring at your computer and trying to like catch up on emails or like read the news for 30 seconds, that's another great time to check in with yourself to say like, how's this day going for me? What do I need? The 10 minutes is a goal, right? It's not everybody. Sometimes your day just gets zoom and you're off to the races before you've had time to even check in with your email, with your kids, with your partner. And so it's a goal. Keep it in mind. I wear these little togetherness bracelets as a reminder to do my check-in. And actually, I usually wear a stack of them. And if I'm out and I'm talking about 10 minutes to togetherness, I will give people the bracelet so that they will remember them. And actually, it's very sweet. People will message me and say, oh, I was at a meeting with so-and-so and they were wearing their togetherness bracelet. So I know that the message is like the ripple effect. It's reaching new people. It's a goal. It shouldn't feel like stress. It should feel like joy. It should feel like a dose of support and that you are seen and that you are of service.
I think it's such a beautiful reminder, right? Like we just sometimes, again, like you said, like we're zooming through our days, we're working, we're doing all the things, and we just sometimes just need to be told, like, don't forget to make time for friendships, for connection, for yourself. I mean, it is something that we struggle with, hence why we launched this whole podcast and brand about making time for things that matter and that feed your soul. So I think that this is really an important conversation, and I'm happy that we're having it on this podcast so that, the listeners can remember, like, yes, it is so vital and important for connection and not just one note of work or caregiving or parenting, that we really need to bring so much more into our sphere.
And what a like gift to give yourself, to just make, like, you know what I mean? Because these are the things that we actually really want to do. I mean, I can't like every day I'm like, oh my God, I got to call somebody. And oh my God, I'm so like, I haven't gotten in touch with so-and-so. Like, and really it wouldn't take that long if I were just to give myself this gift of 10 minutes to just sit and actually do it. It doesn't take that long.
It's like beautiful to like connect and, with your friends and have just a sweet conversation for 5-10 minutes, whatever that might be.
And like, to your point, like using tech to your advantage, you could be like, hey, Siri, text so-and-so, do in the car. And like, there you are. I mean, I could go through, like, I'm already like optimizing my making time for togetherness. Look at me, I'm horrible. But like, you can really like utilize tech to like get you there, and like boom, 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 boom. Cause I'm in the car like probably an hour and a half a day every day. There's a lot of 10 minutes in there. I love this making time for togetherness.
I do too. Ann, can I ask you, what are you not making time for that you're going to commit to making more time for today?
I don't think I've made enough time for myself in the last month. I've really been focused on supporting my community, supporting my kids. I have not made time to really check in with myself, to take care of myself. And so I'm going to commit to that. I'm going to put some time on my calendar for togetherness with myself.
You got to schedule that in. That's what we do. We schedule our make time moments for ourselves. That's the kind of world that we live in today.
Yeah. And like what, when we schedule these make time moments, it's like, what exactly do you want to make time for that you're not making time for? So is it, if it's like to read a book or to do those workouts or try a recipe, order the ingredients, like whatever it is, to set yourself up for like making time for yourself more. So I love that.
You know what I really love? I like to make time for gardening. I always forget that. Like I really do. And I haven't been able to, but like, yesterday I was like out and pruning, and it's just so nice to be outside. And that like feels so good. It's like you really have to find those little like moments, those hobbies, those whatever that is, that like you come in from, I was just out there for like, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but it was like, great. I'm like, I just broke it up a little bit,
I love it.
For me, that's dinner. I love to make dinner. I love to have people around my table. And I actually, as soon as you said a recipe, I was thinking of all of the like slightly more complicated, a little more time consuming recipes that I have lined up. So I'm going to add that to my commitment, that I'm going to make time to make dinner and fill my table with some amazing people that really feed my soul.
I love that.
Ann, how do we find you? How can our viewers, our viewers and listeners.
Yeah, both of them.
Both of them. How can they all find you?
So please go to 10minutes2togetherness.com to see our research. It's the number 10, TO, togetherness.com. And then please reach out to me, Ann at AnnShoket.com. You can find me everywhere on all the socials at Ann Shoket, AnnShoket. It would be my absolute joy to hear from people who've added me to their 10 minutes of togetherness a day.
Awesome. I'm into this. I think we'd love to do like a contest. I think like at some point right now we're in the middle of we're going into a pretty big month as it surrounds brain health and everything. But I think we should absolutely do something like this.
No, I love it.
Take 10 minutes.
Take 10 minutes to
connect. Yeah.
We should do that with you, Ann.
We need a 10-minute challenge.
Yeah, let's do it.
Totally.
See,
Great.
This is why we do these.
I love it.
We've just made a connection.
Yeah. But yeah, we're so excited. All right. So you have a lovely day. Thank you so much for just sharing this making time for togetherness in 10 minutes, just insight with our audience. We're so happy to have you on.
Thank you. It was a joy. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today. We hope that listening to our podcast has empowered you to make more time for yourself. So please remember to subscribe and share with a friend who could also use a healthy reminder on the importance of making time.
Make sure to tune in as we will continue to have incredible guests that will share their make time tips on our upcoming episodes. Come say hi to us over on @MakeTimePod on social media or visit us at maketimewellness.com.
Until next time, make time.